Hi, everybody. Good to see you today. Today, we've been looking at Jesus in the Old Testament, and today is a passage that gets picked up in Matthew 12:15 through 21, a direct quote. So Matthew took this passage to describe what Jesus was doing, to describe Jesus himself. So we're going to just read this passage and think about what it means as far as what they were expecting Jesus to be like and how did he fulfill that. It's from Isaiah 42, verses 1 through 4, and it goes like this. Look at my servant, whom I strengthened. He is my chosen one who pleases me. I have put my spirit upon him. He will bring justice to the nations. He will not shout or raise his voice in public. He will not crush the weakest reed or put out the flickering candle. He will bring justice to all who have been wronged. He will not falter or lose heart until justice prevails through the earth. Even distant lands beyond the sea will wait for his instruction. Okay, well, this passage is picked up and word for word in Matthew chapter 12, verse 15 through 21. But let's just go through it. Look at my servant. So Jesus is God's servant, who he is my chosen one who pleased me. And, remember God said he is my chosen one in whom I am well pleased. I have put my spirit upon him. He will bring justice to the nations. How does he bring justice to the nations? Well, he does that by dying on the cross. And he brings justice. When people read this, when we read this, justice to the nations means we're going to get even with all those other nations. But what God means by that is that his son is going to take the cruel punishment for our sins, and the justice is going to be he's going to pay the price for what we deserve. So it's a different kind of justice. He will not shout or raise his voice in public. He will not crush the weakest reed or put out a flickering candle. In other words, he's not going to be coming after the poor and people who can't defend themselves. He will bring justice to all who have been wronged. He will not falter or lose heart until justice prevails throughout all the earth. And of course, that's the cross. And even distant lands beyond the sea will wait for his instruction. And that's certainly what's happened, isn't it? Is all the nations have Christians in them. I just think this is a neat passage that just directly predicts Jesus. I want to lift before you, with the last minute or so that I have here, a show that I've been watching, and I've been able to find it on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube right now probably, but if you type in YouTube, The Chosen, there is a really neat series. It's 2 seasons long so far, I think. I've watched the first 4 shows, and it's about the life of Jesus. And it's one of the most realistic I have ever seen. It doesn't some of the lives of Jesus directly follow the words in the Bible, word for word. And those are wonderful. This, they take license and, they add things, but it's well within what Jesus might have done. And then, of course, it does pick up what's in the Bible, of course, as well. I just watched a passage where he tells Peter to fish on the other side of the boat and throw his net down after he'd been fishing all night long and got nothing. And it's just such a wonderful job they did in that one, in all of them. So I would encourage you to type into YouTube The Chosen and start watching these shows, because they are really, really good. You're really going to understand what Jesus is about, I think, a lot better after seeing them. I just warn you that the first one is very difficult to watch because they're setting things up. Things are very dark. And but it gives you an idea of what it must have been like in Jerusalem and in Nazareth and other places with the Romans, the Roman in charge, and how hard that was for the Israel, how oppressed they felt. And you really get an understanding why when Jesus came in the Messiah, most of the people, especially those all shouting on Palm Sunday, were really looking forward to Jesus crushing the Romans and getting them out of Israel, even though that's not what Jesus was about. He wasn't about crushing the Romans. He was about defeating sin, death, and the devil. So you might watch The Chosen on YouTube. You can also get The Chosen app at the App Store and watch it on your phone. But I would highly recommend that you watch it. It's very good. God bless. Have a great day.